Yo, yo, yo. It's your man MAS. All right, and I'm back with a special one. All right. For those of you who may or may not know me, I am a huge Attack on Titan fan. All right, so my review of the final episode was, or will be, probably like I'll give it like a A. Yeah. Like in terms of A plus, I'm not like A plus is like maybe the ending would have to be a little bit different, where it's like it was actually like a really positive ending. But nah, definitely like a A. Like can't complain from beginning Attack on Titan season one to now. Just masterpiece. Top five that are alive. Right. You can hold me to it. I like Attack on Titan better than Jujutsu Kaisen. I like Attack on Titan better like a lot of these animes, right? It's just such a different genre of like you're so used to seeing zombies, right? But Titans, it's just you can't hate it, right? And you can tell by my videos, I'm very picky about anime. I'm very particular about certain subjects. But for me, Attack on Titan is my top five anime of all time. So the anime that you see me critiquing a lot of is coming from a place of like, hey, like there's a very high bar, right? So a lot of the anime that people are like, oh, like this is top tier, this is the best anime I've ever seen. It's like, nah. For me, hands down, epitome Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan isn't like number one for me, but like without question, top five. All right. And the final episode came out. Granted, the manga's been done a while ago, but the final episode, I know people are like, well, is this the final one? The final one. So, from what they've told me, this should be the final episode. So this is my reaction to the final episode, essentially, of Attack on Titans. All right. So anime wise, it's just been a masterpiece. All right. So I'm gonna just get the ball rolling. All right. So this final episode, just my review of it. It's a masterpiece, my opinion, masterpiece. Right. Here's the thing about this final episode that I loved versus other anime. Right. If you watch enough anime, final episodes are written with like oh my goodness, like flashbacks. Like yo, bro, it'll be like little piecemeals of action, and then flashback, and then it's like oh the character, the main character needs to find his potential, and then some beam of light or something happens, and boom, like he Super Saiyan 40, and he starts be like that's what most animes, especially like the most like profound ones, like the last episodes are just kind of ridden with flashbacks. But the thing about this last episode of Attack on Titan, which I really loved, like it got to that action. Like this thing about Attack on Titans, they know what we want. Like they know what the fans want, right? And maybe credit to the fact that they really tried their best to follow the manga, so like it didn't deviate too much. So that's probably why, like, hey, like it wasn't like a bunch of fillers or whatever. Like they just kept calling it the final episode, but like the last episode got to that action. There was like maybe one or two flashbacks in the beginning, but like it was short. It gave context to the things that are happening in real time, and it got to that action, to that point. All right, they know what we want to see. We want to see people zipping around, friend or foe. So they got to that action, right, which I loved. I mean, the outcome of it was what I expected, without reading the manga, because I was reading the manga to a certain point, and then I kind of stopped, right? But then the anime, from what I can tell, it kind of cleared up everything at that point. So just straight action. I know it was kind of difficult because oh, it's my friend. Eren's my friend. Eren, he told him straight up like like ain't no talking. Like I know Army was like, we can come to some kind of conclusion. We can find a resolution like that. Yo, my man stay doing that. Like he always talking like bro. Like, and Eren is just like he summoned all of them to the plane. I was like, listen, because they were kind of like hype, like, well, how do we get here? They're on the plane and then teleporter. It's like, how do we get here? And we could like stop this. My man was like, no, ain't no talking. I brought y'all here just to let y'all know, ain't no talking. Like, not changing my mind. You guys have free will, but if y'all trying to stop me, y'all stop me. All right, ain't no talking. All right, some people like to chit chat. Like, nah, ain't no chatty patties right here. If y'all want to stop me, show me that action. Otherwise, You'll get out the way. So it was about the action, and then what I also really loved about it, which like Attack on Titan is just so unique because I'm so used to so many anime tropes, where it's like by some miracle things start to like the main character develops this random new power or random new synergy or like something random that like in a lot of these final anime episodes, like the final episodes of these animes, like it just seems so weird, not concise. Like this came out of nowhere. Attack on Titan has been at least certain parts like extremely realistic. All right, granted it's an anime, but extremely realistic in terms of like ain't no special power ups. Ain't no. It's not like Livy started turning into a Titan, or that should be the thumbnail. Oh, Livy turned into a Titan. Livy turned into a Titan. Like no, like nothing out the norm. Like it was very. They did everything within the capacity. The only thing that I would argue that was maybe slightly out the norm, but they still made it make sense was when the Titans, the founding Titans started summoning other Titans to stop them, and they were technically done so, right? Even though Annie came, Annie didn't really make a difference, whatever, right? But then some of the other Titans came and stopped the other Titans, if that makes sense, right? So some of the Titans that were in the path, I guess Zeke talked to them and convinced them to kind of like, help them out. So that was the only thing that was kind of like, if you had to argue in terms of like realness, was like a little unrealistic of like, all right, like something's kind of coming out the ass, it's like, all right, like just come out of nowhere. But no, like even that was realistic where it's like, all right, well, Zeke talked to them. Zeke was able to convince them that to help. I'm not even sure if he convinced them. He talked, right? It wasn't too much context to that scene, but the former giant Titan, the other Titans of past generations. So I guess like as the other Titans was fighting, the surviving people that was trying to stop the rumbling, these other Titans kind of stepped out as well to help them out. So I was like, hey, that's the only like kind of curveball. That was it. But besides that, just it was a masterpiece. It was realistic. It was straight about the action, not better written with flashbacks. I cannot stand flashbacks aren't bad, right? But like they do that in every anime. It's just riddled with flashbacks. Like, bro, stop beating me. It'd be like what 5 minute fight scene, 10 minute flashback, 2 minute fight scene, 10 minute flashback. The main character's flashback, the rival's flashback. Why the rival? Like, just like stop, right?